Google just gave Gemini the ability to watch, listen, and reason across everything at once, and they buried the real problem in a footnote. When Gemini Omni dropped, the tech press went nuts about the speed. Real-time video understanding, audio processing, reasoning across modalities in milliseconds. It looks like magic. But here's what nobody's really talking about. The more senses an AI has, the easier it becomes to manipulate you without you knowing it's happening. And the companies building this stuff know it. They're just not saying it out loud. Let me break down what multimodal actually means, why it matters, and why the danger is hiding in plain sight. First, the basics. Most AI systems you've used, ChatGPT, Claude, even older versions of Gemini, they're specialists. They take one type of input. Text goes in, text comes out. It's like a really smart translator who only speaks one language at a time. Multimodal is different. It's like giving that translator the ability to watch videos, listen to audio, read documents, and see images all at the same time, then synthesize an answer that pulls from all of it simultaneously. Gemini Omni does this in real time. You can point your phone at something, and it's analyzing the video feed, the sound, maybe text on screen, all while you're talking to it. The latency is down to hundreds of milliseconds. It feels like you're talking to something that actually understands your world the way you do. That's the appeal. And that's also the problem. Here's why multimodal systems are harder to predict and control than single-modality ones. When an AI only reads text, there's a clear boundary. You type something, it responds. You can see the input. You can audit it. You can catch it if it's wrong. But when a system is processing video, audio, text, and maybe metadata all at once, the attack surface explodes. An AI can be subtly influenced by things you don't even notice it's seeing. Imagine Gemini Omni is helping you make a decision, say, whether to buy a stock. You're showing it charts, news articles, maybe a video of an earnings call. But the system is also picking up on background details, the lighting in your room, the tone of your voice, maybe even the brand of your phone. None of that should matter, right? But what if the model has learned associations between those details and market behavior? What if it's been trained on data that correlates certain visual contexts with certain financial outcomes? It doesn't have to be intentional. It's just pattern matching at scale. And now you're getting advice that's subtly shaped by signals you're completely unaware of. That's not a hypothetical. Multimodal models do learn spurious correlations, connections between things that shouldn't be connected. Researchers have found that image models trained on internet data pick up on all kinds of weird biases. A model might associate a certain type of kitchen with wealth, or a certain accent and audio with trustworthiness. When you stack modalities on top of each other, you're multiplying the surface area for these kinds of hidden associations to hide. Now, Google isn't sitting around trying to trick you, but they also don't fully understand what their own models are doing. That's the uncomfortable truth about large language models and multimodal systems. We can test them, we can try to measure their behavior, but we can't fully audit them. The systems are too complex. The training data is too vast. The emergent behaviors are too unpredictable. So when a company like Google releases a multimodal AI with real-time capabilities, they're releasing something they themselves can't fully explain or control. They have guardrails, sure, safety layers, filters, but those are band-aids on a fundamentally opaque system. Here's the part that actually keeps me up at night. These systems get better the more data they see. And the more modalities they integrate, the more useful they become, which means the incentive is to keep expanding them, keep making them more powerful, keep connecting more sensors and data streams to them. The business logic pushes toward capability. Safety is a constraint, not a goal. That's why companies won't admit the danger, because admitting it would mean slowing down. It would mean saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't give this thing access to real-time video just yet. Maybe we should spend more time understanding what it's actually learning before we put it in millions of phones. And that's not a conversation tech companies want to have publicly. It kills momentum. It complicates the narrative. So instead, you get press releases about latency improvements and new capabilities. You get demos where the AI does impressive things. And the harder questions about bias, about manipulation, about what happens when a system understands your environment better than you understand it. Those get buried in research papers that almost nobody reads. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't use Gemini Omni. I'm using it. It's genuinely useful. but I'm also saying you should understand what you're actually interacting with. It's not a neutral tool. It's a system that's learning associations between things you can't see. It's making decisions based on patterns it can't fully explain. And the more powerful it gets, the less transparent those decisions become. The real danger isn't that Google is secretly trying to manipulate you. It's that nobody, not Google, not OpenAI, not Anthropic, fully understands what these systems are doing at scale. And we're deploying them anyway. If you want to actually understand what's happening under the hood with AI, not just the hype, but the real mechanics and the real risks, subscribe. I break down one of these every few days, and I'm going to keep digging into the stuff companies are quietly hoping you don't think too hard about.